Flakes will be desperate for another strong performance here today, as it is bonus points keeping these guys from topping the table with their fellow subscriber teams. Today, they take on the Scarlets on the road as well, a team that is pushed to almost probably being the closest to beating a subscriber side, but they're also a team that's been thumped severely by others. Can they turn up today? Will the All Flakes get exactly what they want? Hello everyone and welcome along to Cornflakes Group, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the subscriber series, the Global Rugby Challenge, where you guys take the field against the world's best and try to prove the worth in this competition, taking the best sides against your teams, the subscriber sides. Today, of course, like I said, the Scarlets are at home, and this is a team that can promise something. Definitely got all the talent in the world in this side, but you look at their recent results, they got smashed by the Cornflakers 24-0, but then they went excruciatingly close to the new side, the Celtic Dragons, going down to those guys 7 points to 3. Following up from that, they played another one of the AI sides. It was the Crusaders in action, where the score there was 37 points to 23. They go down in another screaming heap, and they currently sit down the bottom of the table almost with 0 wins from 3 matches. They'll be looking to pull it back here though against the All Flakes, and they've got, like I said, a star-studded side, plenty of capability in this team that they can definitely do something. Plenty of tries, plenty of points is what the Scarlets need. Up against them will be the All Flakes. Now this All Flakes side tracking nicely recently. A big 35-0 win over Toulon last time we've seen them out. Today though, round 4, it is once again all on the line as none of the subscriber sides are yet to lose a matchup. Here is the starting lineup for the All Flakes. Today the front row consisting of Shady Streetwalker, Sir Bodell and Nicholas Friedlander, who will also captain the team today as well from tight head prop. In the second row, Brett Hartley will have a partner alongside him in Benjamin Grayson. In the back row, it is Vigo Ogier who starts on the blind side. Dean Mumberg starts on the open side. And this Caleb Cook, normally a regular in the second row, starting at number 8. Saki Cavani starts in 9, a scrum half with Bob Jeffrey starting outside him at fly half. Looking to direct play, Jeffrey, we've seen him in the centre, we've seen him in fullback. He's yet to really realise his potential of where he belongs. Normally at 10, Sema Coop starts outside Jeffrey at 12, and he'll have a partner in Matt Sacco at 13. On the wings is Christian Catley on the left, Ike Grigley remains on the right, and George Pullman having all 3 of our capable fly halves all playing together with him starting at fullback. The two teams look set to go on halfway. Lee Halfpenny with the ball on the mid spot, and we look to get round 4 continuing on here. The Scarlets kicking off in the red, of course, the All Flakes in the black and white, and it's Ogier taking down the ball for the first time in the matchup here today. And sitting over it, Cavalli goes way to Hartley, missing out, going to Streetwalker, and instantly it's out there for Christian Catley. He's 2-on-1, Benjamin Grayson down the sideline. What a phenomenal start this will be for the All Flakes, who get the wheels rolling straight away, and the big man in the second row has scampered away without any competition to score the opening try for the All Flakes. Wow, who saw that coming? For the visiting side, not much on there. Catley did well to play the overlap, and Benjamin Grayson, starting in the second row, had no competition on his little trot down the sideline. Look at who was with him. It was all the big boys. Hartley was there, Friedlander was there. They were all sitting and waiting, but in the end there was no one. And a red jumper from the Scarlets, who are yet to touch the ball, and already they're behind by 5. What a start to this matchup. Bob Jeffrey, he's the one who's got the kicking duties. A lot of able kickers in this squad. Of course, Jeffrey there, Sema Coop at 12, and George Pullman at 15, all capable of taking these shots at goal should possibly injuries happen to Jeffrey or anyone else in this team. But, wow, 5 minutes in, we are 7-0 to the All Flakes, and the Scarlets back to halfway, and straight away They're finding themselves behind the 8 ball. Here is Bob Jeffrey and Grayson, the try scorer. Hits up for the second breakdown of the match. Going away to Jeffrey now, who's instead, he's going for the kick, but he's been wiped out from behind, and it's going to be an offside penalty. That was terrible from Barkley. He had no right to that tackle, and just as Jeffrey was about to place it on his foot, he just got, well, I don't know what you'd call that, sideswiped, I guess, from behind a bit. Now Jeffrey gets a chance to take his kick, and he puts it high and over the sideline midway at 10-metre line 22. Richard Smith taking it over the sideline there for the Scarlets, trying to keep that ball in the field of play. 10 minutes gone, we have 7-0 the scoreline. The All Flakes lead the Scarlets as Waddell throws it in at the front. Hartley pulls it down. Here's Bob Jeffrey. Bob Jeffrey running straight. He's had an indifferent start to this competition, playing in a number of positions. Here is Sacco, looking to go himself. Could have gone wide. Numbers are on there, definitely for the All Flakes. Back it goes, and Grayson once more giving away to Gavani. Looks at the offload given away though, and Freudlander puts in a massive tackle there. And the Scarlets finally get some possession on their side as Davis goes wide. They find it out to Johnny McNichol, who thumps this crossfield. He drew him full back. He did very, very well. But coming across there, what's Catley? And he's been taken down. Defender coming from an area he didn't even see, and he's gone down in a heap as well. Gavani does well. He boxes this up and up over halfway. The Scarlets looking to reply, and they get a bit of continuity before knocking the ball on. As now Jeffrey slips it back to Cook. This is very indifferent here for the All Flakes. Here's Mumberg. He's chipped over the top. Mumberg got a rise to this ball, but it's pulled in nicely. Coming back there is Patchell, just stopping that short of the line. As the All Flakes go close to yet another try. It is 7-0. We talked a lot about it, how they are desperate to get this bonus point. They need it. That's what's keeping them behind. It's Jones. Hits this one up. Why are the Scarlets not kicking this ball away? They are within 7 of their own line, and they are just hitting it up, generally one off this breakdown, and finding no way through this All Flakes defence that tight. Sing up. Jeffrey's thrown this over. Straight walk. High shot. That was arms in it, but they are right round the head. And Lee Halfpenny lucky to stay on the field after a tackle like that. Disgusting high shot, and quickly the All Flakes give it back. Captain Freudlander saying, here you go, Bob. Have another shot at goal. We need this win more than anything. And although we've been dominating, he says, we are not completely dominating the scoreboard, which is where they want to be doing it. That is the words of Freudlander, giving the ball to Jeffrey. They'll want to be putting points on the board, rotating a long time down in this area of the park. Yet only the one try before that, and a penalty added on gives them up to the double figures, 10-0 over the Scarlets, who have proven they can be a side to threaten. Though we talked about already their match against the Celtic Dragons, 7-3 that scoreline. Here's Sam McCoop. I think it's the first time he's touched the ball. Sam McCoop, and through he goes straight away. Now he's going to look for a bit of territory to get across field. It's the race, it's the chase. Brilliant from Dean Mumberg. He's got the wheels too. Getting away from Smith, but the ball beats them all into touch. And Sam McCoop, you've got to say, providing that extra in that back line for the All Flakes. A kicking option, the playmaking option, everything going away. And so the front ball pulls it down and quickly hammered away from Davis up towards halfway. Lee Halfpenny says, not bad at all. Get that out of our 22. That is the main thing they'll want to be focusing on. Grayson and Hartley up against Paul and Prices. To the back end, Grayson it goes. Here's Bob Jeffrey looking to go himself again. Chips over the top. Freudlander. For a run from Freudlander. But the mark is taken from Halfpenny, who's saying, but I passed it, ref. Happy to take it anyway. Freudlander was flying. Goodness me. Tap from Halfpenny. And they quickly go out to the right-hand side. And there was nothing on there at all. A terrible play from Boyd, who's just gone into touch in the midst of a tackle and just gives the ball straight back to the All Flakes. This is a terrible half so far from the Scarlet side, but they're still in this game. The lead is only 10 points to 7. Here's Jeffrey, fires a big one wide. Sacco, he won't get away with the wheels. He's got Freudlander there. Quickly goes to Coop. They're running out of room. Hey, Grigley. Lee tries to wiggle his way back in field, but he loses the ball to Halfpenny, who hacks this away. Hasn't got it too far, and Catley will get it right on halfway. He was hammered last time. He's got numbers with him. Streetwalker away to Hartley. Hartley's in behind them again. Looks to force his way through. But a good tackle from the man that kicked it away, Lee Halfpenny. And he takes him over the sideline. Good defence, you've got to say, from the Scarlets. They could have easily been 2 or 3 tries behind here, but they are holding in nicely. It's been near the half-time whistle. To the back it goes, and it's stolen nicely too from Dean Mumberg, who's been in everything. Coop away to Jeffrey. Terrible pass, Freilander. They go out wide, and Mike Quigley will score a well-deserved try. Simple from the All Flakes. Numbers had to count sooner or later. 15-0 to score, and the Scarlets really are fading now as the half-time buzzer goes. More importantly for this All Flakes side, they will be a bonus point, which is something they are lacking in this game, and they've lacked all season long. Second try only. And although they've dominated this matchup territorially, possession as well, they do not really dominate on the scoreboard, just 2 tries. Like we said, Freilander, the pass that he received from Coop was almost the undoing of that move, but quickly shifting it wide to Wrigley. And that was enough for him to just scamper over in the corner. The big dive as well, putting the emphasis on that finish. And here is Bob Jeffrey, who's having a fairly decent match too, you've got to say. He has definitely played a lot better in number 10 as opposed to the outside centre and 15 we've seen him at earlier. Here is his conversion, another brilliant kick. There's some real kicking talent in the subscriber side, so Bob Jeffrey is adding his name to that list. 17-0. He's got a nice little tally himself with the penalty and 2 conversions, but it is the team overall that is dominating. Will we see a comeback from the Scarlets in the second half? That is the question everyone wants to know. The answer to we'll find out in the second 40, of course, but first things first, stats from the first half. We can see the Scarlets definitely outplayed completely. Possession 83 to 17% for the Scarlets. You are never going to get close to scoring a try with that. The thing they can take a positive from, only one handing error, but with that amount of ball, really it's difficult to drop it, isn't it? Territory is a lot closer, 61 to 39, pretty much 60-40 split there. The All Flakes just getting that little advantage over that one. Twice as many tackles being made by the Scarlets as well. But you got to say, with that little ball, one mistake, but also one line break has gifted them one minimal opportunity. But they'll need plenty more to turn any points on the scoreboard. 6 by the All Flakes, only turn that to a couple of tries as well, which is something they'll want to improve. Bonus points is the number 1 priority, of course, after winning this game. The All Flakes lead 17-0, and it's looking very much like what we've seen from the Scarlets last time when they went down to the Crusaders, and the Flakers 24-0. That will be one the All Flakes will want to beat. Scarlets, though, they'll want points. Bob Jeffrey, who's having a great game so far, back to halfway. We've seen Lee Halfpenny come here twice within the first few minutes. Jeffrey will be hoping that fate does not do the same to him, as it's deep down and nicely taken from Price for the Scarlets. And the All Flakes chuck a few men into that breakdown and say, look wide, Boyd keeping it open and live. Shingler goes inside, nice little ball too, finding it there, and out wide it goes back to Boyd again, but a great run from Patchell, almost split them in half. Here is Davis, short one away, Smith going nicely as they keep going wide, back inside, it is Hadley Parks, the former Auckland Blue, doing his work here for the Scarlets. Slow ball as Patchell comes into play, scrum half. They switch it from right to left, and Shingler's the one who takes it to ground. Patchell again. Where's Davis? He's not really too keen on being involved in these breakdowns at all, is he? And getting the ball out for his side. Now it's there for Hughes. Another makeshift scrum half, as this time it's kicked away. Not a bad kick either. It sits up nicely right on the goal line, and it's there for Pullman. Oh, he's dropped it. That is terrible. Oshie gives away to Jeffrey. He's knocked it on, and it's terrible stuff from the All Flakes. How is that? How? He knocked it on. That's got to be a 22 drop. It's got to be a 5-metre scrum, I should say. Not a 22 dropout. Knocked on and goal. How often do you see that not result in a try? Not very much, I would imagine. This time Halfpenny kicks, and Pullman receives it gleefully. They go to the back, inside to Gavardi. He looks to force his way through. Fending off two. That is a catastrophic error by the referee. Goes back to Samo Coop, and he's going to look to pin down the Scarlets in the corner. Nice kick away, end on end bounce, and into touch it goes. My goodness me. This game turns around in an instant. Now they are just 5 or 7 or so metres out from their own line. And Hughes will have to throw. How did the Scarlets not score a try? I can't believe a referee called that to a 22 dropout. Maybe I need to reread the rule books, but to me, that should still be a 5-metre scrum as McNichol kicks away and makes it just outside the 22. Should have looked possibly for a bit of option there. But the All Flakes living a very charmed life at the moment. Sebadell will throw into this line out, and he's always gifted it straight to the front for a ball. And now here come the Scarlets, nicely through Parks. Outside it goes to Boyd. Boyd's got options, and he gives it to his hooker, who runs away, and Barkley keeps in tow with support. Now it's there for Davis. And now they're saying to pass it to the Scarlets. They're looking a lot more dangerous here with ball in hand as Price looks to rumble his way upfield. Boyd once again gives it away to Barkley. They look to open it up out wide, looking for some backline players. This is Parks once again, who does get involved. 61 gone, and the All Flakes still need 2 tries to try and get themselves a bonus point. Here's McNichol. He slices straight through. McNichol gets away from Pullman, and he finds the support, and it's his outside centre Davis, who will score in the corner. Scarlets are back. Their first try of the match. You can argue they should have scored that about 5-10 minutes ago, but the All Flakes somehow escaped. But it is the Welsh superstar Jonathan Davis that scores, all created there. Johnny McNichol could have got himself. Pullman beaten on the outside by the former Crusader, but it is the hero of the moment for the Scarlets, Jonathan Davis. And he was one that initially broke that first tackle too. Didn't quite catch that, who he went through, but it was 2 big tackles on the step by the Scarlets, and the All Flakes have some serious soul searching to do now after that break. Great work though from Davis. And an important kick here for Lee Halfpenny. It's taken a long time, but they have been the dominant second half side. 17-5 to score. Here is Halfpenny from the left side. That is as you would expect. Straight as an arrow and straight between the sticks. 17-7 to score. The All Flakes lead is almost chopped in half. Well, we've only seen desperation and damage control in the second half from the All Flakes. Bob Jeffrey gets us back underway with a high one going towards the Scarlets 22. Freitlander hammers him again, and straight into contact goes Lee. All Flakes look to quickly turn it over, but it sits at the back nicely now for Patchell. McNichol, he's opening things up here on the left-hand side, and it is little scrum half Davis this time, who can't get away from a very hugging tackle there from Mike Wrigley. And he puts him into touch. This really gives a chance now for the All Flakes to not only put this game to bed, but to go one step closer to their bonus point. They're looking, oh my goodness me, that is a huge tackle, and instant a yellow card from the ref. They cannot believe it, the Scarlets. This will kill their chances of victory. A yellow card going, and that is the end of Parks, who is out of here for 10 minutes. And that'll pretty much see him out of the game as well. Bob Jeffrey looking for the corner. He's overcooked it. He has overcooked it. That is a huge mistake from the All Flakes fly half. Looking to put the pressure on. Man down, 2 tries to score.
Crouch.
And the Scarlets will rumble upfield, taking the scrum from where the penalty was. What a mistake to make. You cannot afford to let that happen, Bob Jeffrey. Fair from Davis. Good pack to space so far from the Scarlets, who steadily set this ship. Now he looks to his right, open side. Patchell quickly goes out wide. Smith up against Catley, and Catley takes him down in one foul swoop as well. Sits up, tries to turn the ball over, but Smith does well to keep that one on the side of the Red Boys. They turn it in. Oh, that is a thunderous tackle there on Patchell. He had no idea where that came from. Hughes pops it inside, nice ball too from Barkley. Here's Hughes again, he's got it straight back. The All Flakes under a massive amount of pressure here as time is running out for them to get a bonus point. And so again goes Singler. My goodness, what a second half display this has been from the Scarlets. They've shut the All Flakes out completely. Samson Lee goes through a little bit of a scout up to halfway. It's there for Barkley. Whoa, wide ball. And Johnny McNichol. He is smoking Brett Hartley. He's one-on-one once again with Pullman, who takes him down. And Pullman will turn it over. Massive numbers there in support. Given straight back to the Scarlets. Terrible pass from Pullman there. McNichol, who lost it in the first instance. Advantage to the All Flakes. That was a full pass. It's the call from the referee. And try-scoring hero Jonathan Davis is the one guilty of making that error. And will we get to see this penalty play out, or do we go to full time? Either way, it's going to be an All Flakes victory, because there it is, full time. Well, contrasting halves there from the All Flakes. Scored 2 good tries in the first half, nothing in the second as far as try scoring goes. Only getting away with it through the penalty goal, giving them a point of difference. The Scarlets could have almost got themselves a bonus point. Winless through 4 now, the Scarlets, and questions have to be asked about the All Flakes. 17-7, 2 tries to 1. Davis scoring for the Scarlets. It's Jonathan Davis, the outside centre. Halfpenny scoring the conversion. As for the All Flakes, Grayson and Wrigley getting 1 each, with Bob Jeffrey nailing 2 conversions and a penalty, but ultimately missing that kick for the touch, which could have given them a great attacking chance with 10 minutes or so on the clock. An awesome opportunity that could have seen them grab possibly a bonus point. As it stands though, no bonus point, just a 4 points for the win for the All Flakes here today. It is an away trip and it is a victory all the same, but the Scarlets 17-0 down. They come back nicely, but ultimately I've got to question that first up 22 dropout that the All Flakes knocked the ball on, then grounded it in their own goal, if that was the right decision. I cannot fathom that that possibly is the right call. Let's have a look at some stats, and I'm going to check the rules and get back to you at post-match for this one. 55-45 is possession. Territory is fairly even. I mean, Scarlets had 18% at half-time. They dominated the second half to come back into this game. All Flakes made a lot more tackles, 45-31. The yellow card, of course, as well. Seen Parks was the very end, where the Scarlets actually made a good comeback and almost found their way back into this matchup. It wasn't to be, though. They couldn't quite finish any chances they got. And you got to say, should have they got their first try opportunity, it could have been very close at 17-14 at 1 point. Wasn't to be, though. And the All Flakes come away, denying the Scarlets of a point and take 4 of their own into round 5. Okay, so here we are back at the competition hub, and yes, research has been done, and there's thoughts. It's pretty straightforward. A knock-on completely eliminates any other process ongoing at the time, and it's nothing else matters. The fact that there's no advantage to the team on the other side of the knock-on, it has to go back to a 5-metre scrum. So the Scarlets, incredibly hard done by that little passage of play. Should have scored, didn't score. Should have had a chance, didn't get a chance. The refs made a howler, and in a game that close, well, isn't that a decisive factor to come out of it? Goodness me, unbelievable. Another little, what would you call it, feature, possibly, of Rugby Challenge. Don't we love it? Get the rules right, fellas. Unbelievable stuff. But there we go. The All Flakes have still pulled through to take the victory. Let's have a look at how the competition stands now after 2 teams have played 4 games. You see the Guardians and the All Flakes sit 1 and 2. But you see now the All Flakes really are struggling to keep the pace, especially with teams like the Guardians, who have an extra couple of bonus points, which is going to be crucial as this competition wears on. What's going to be even more crucial is if anyone can pick up a bonus point against the other subscriber sides, shall it be win or lose in those big clashes, which are coming up very, very soon. We've still got, of course, the Flakers and the Dragons still to play in this round, and they will both pass the All Flakes should they win their respective match. And the Crusaders, they're right there too. They've only played 3, and well, if any of these subscriber sides slip up, you know that they're going to be right there to take that spot. So the final games of this round, Clermont at home, they are hosting the Corn Flakers. The Lions will host the Crusaders. Munster will then host the Celtic Dragons. We look forward to our final round of non-clash derby matches. We had the Exeter Chiefs against the Guardians, we had the Flakes and Wasps, All Flakes and the Lions, and the Dragons versus Clermont before we finally have it. This is it. This is the big one. This is what you're all waiting for. The Guardians of the Crib versus the Corn Flakers. And this is huge too, because I think this is the two best performing consistent sides in the competition. Someone's going to drop a game. Someone must take the L. And that is going to prove crucial as this competition wears on. The second big clash will be the Celtic Dragons versus the Guardians of the Crib. So, man, you could see it that the Guardians could be 0-2 from this. They face two subscriber sides in a row, which is going to be massive for their seasons. Let's have a look over insights. We'll try to mow through round 4 and 5 to get you guys to the big clashes as soon as possible. But that is about me done and dusted for today. Next up, we do have, of course, the Flakers. They are travelling away to face Clermont. Why is it Amy Park? I do not know, but there we go. Clermont, the home team for that one as well. How's their season going, Clermont? Let's take a look. They're 8th. I mean, a win would drastically change their fortunes, but 1 win, 2 losses from their opening 3 games is not the best, but that is how she rolls. A close game in our second match of round number 4. The All Flakes squeaking by yet again, and I'll see you again very soon for our third match of round number 4. Remember to put in the comments who you think deserves to be in Team of the Week following this match by the All Flakes. Anyone? No one? I mean, they didn't play brilliantly, so does anyone deserve to get in that team? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, until next time though, thanks for tuning and watching. Remember to hate the ref because he made a howler today for the Scarlets, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, as always, take care.